country in darkness most of the time, Zimbabwe struggles to keep the lights on. And one of the main reasons for this is its inability to pay Eskom. Zimbabwe owes the utility about $83 million with very few plans to pay it off. Zimbabwe's energy minister had this to say about the issue.
If we pay, we'll be able to unlock something in the region of 400. But when you don't pay, you don't expect people to keep on giving you. We are not their children.
The bigger issue, though, is when Eskom will be able to put a dent in its 450 billion rand debt, ensuring it can keep the lights on for us here at home.
Obviously, if neighbouring countries keep up to date with their payments, that will help make a slight dent to this huge funding requirement. Or one can also say if Soweto were to pay for its electricity, one would also be able to make a slight dent to this funding requirement. But the reality is that this funding requirement is so massive, it has built up over so many years, that even those two issues alone are way not enough to actually plug that gap.
But Jamin says Eskom should not be made to shoulder the blame alone.
I think it's harsh to criticize Eskom alone for not clamping down on those debt repayments. The fact is that it's been subject to huge amounts of sabotage to try and compensate for that problem. And I think it's more a national problem of law enforcement.
Nevertheless, Eskom continues to receive loans from government. 230 billion rand has been set aside for the next 10 years. Heidi Giokos in Johannesburg.